part of the marriage vows is to have and to hold, and to have means sexually. So that's your one job, ladies. That's your one fucking job. And I don't care if you have a headache, or you're on your period, or you're pregnant. Your mouth's not pregnant. Suck that cock. No one cares what happens to men.
She will file a complaint and try to get you fired. And even if you explain yourself and prove that you were in the right, often the manager has no choice but to go through with the complaint and reprimand you because the holy vagina must be satiated.
The third is to redistribute income from men to women via government force, which is known as communism.
The taste of another man's cock on her lips.
But what's worse is that feminists are actually mentally retarded, which we refer to as gynocentrism, because the woman is free to select her own mate and set the terms of the relationship. I want these women to go out and try to make adultery illegal again. I want these women to go out and abolish marital rape laws.
The man she's with, the man she's been with for at least 10 years, is a stay-at-home beta bitch.
Now, this might be offensive to the LGBT community, but I'm a supporter and lover of the LGBT. I mean, you got your lettuce, your guacamole, your bacon, your tomato.
With comedy that good, who needs sleeping pills?
Hello there, and welcome to episode 12 of The Descent of Man-osphere.
Whoa. What are you doing, bro? This is my fucking series.
But I am cuter than you. They want to watch me more. The people want me more.
I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. Piss off out of it, will you?
Okay, but only if you give me some chicken.
Alright, Rurikos, I'm just doing the video. I'll get some chicken in a bit, yeah? Cheeky bastard. Anyway, hello there everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of The Descent of Man-osphere. The series which exposes the ways in which the Man-osphere are trying to reverse human evolution and drag us back into the sea. Which is rather appropriate for this edition because we're dealing with a man who's pretending to be a monkey. And today we're dealing with the principal partisan primate of pathetically piss poor polemics. Yes, it's the turd flinging monkey. And old Turdykins is our first official MGTOW of the series. Although others have expressed MGTOW sympathies or MGTOW type ideas, TFM is the first open MGTOW we've covered in this series. Now, for those who don't know, MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way, which is a philosophy which espouses that men essentially completely give up on women totally and go their own way.
Hello, Mr. Man. I'm gonna get you some toilet paper.
Now, TFM, like seemingly most MGTOWs, hates women. I mean, he fucking despises females. Seriously, he talks about them in a way as if he'd just scraped them off the sole of his fucking shoe or something.
In the end, all women are essentially prostitutes looking to sell their pussy.
Well, you have to understand that women are very childlike in their mentality.
However, if you work in an office, you are probably very familiar with the subject of this video. The female time bomb of complaints, harassment, and lawsuits known as the office cunt. Yes, they are.
It's the laziest, stupidest way to feel good about yourself, which, that's women's forte.
Get pregnant and sue you for child support, extort abortion money from you, or just give you an STD because their vagina is a septic tank.
Our businesswoman from before in her mid-30s with deteriorating looks may have a high value in her mind, but her actual value may be non-existent. She's not beautiful or youthful anymore, so those are out. She may or may not be virtuous, but let's assume that she's like most women and rode the cock carousel for a decade during her 20s. Yes, they're gold-digging whores, but all women are essentially gold-digging whores.
And what makes that worse is that, like most of the fuckers in the manosphere, turd-flinging monkey is a truly pathetic human being. Seriously, he's so utterly inferior, and yet projects his insecurities onto other people. Hang on a minute, that's basically a description of all MGTOWs, isn't it? But anyway, talking of his hatred for women, now it's time for... Yes, it's the inevitable bit about rape. Now, for Turd Flinging Monkey's inevitable bit about rape section, the obvious choice was to go with his calls for marital rape laws to be abolished. And whilst his perverse desire to see it once again be legal for men to rape their wives is utterly disgusting. Seriously, TFM, you really are fucking scum. I thought that talking about that would be a little bit too easy, so I've gone with this shit instead.
Daily Mail article called "The Yes to Sex App. New mobile phone device films people giving consent to protect users from assault claims, but health workers condemn contracts as evil." Now, you're all familiar with the yes means yes laws, wherein a woman has to affirmatively say, yes, I want to have sex. Because if she's just silent, if she just happens to take her clothes off and begin sucking your cock, that doesn't mean she wants sex. That just means she wants to take her clothes off and suck your cock. If you presume that you want sex and actually give her sex, and the whole time she's saying, oh yeah, give it to me, but she doesn't say the word yes, you raped her. So in response to this, men do what we always do. We solve problems. So a new app called We Consent was invented, where a man is filmed using his device's camera. He says the name of the person he wants to have sex with. It sends a message to the woman's camera, who films her saying yes, she wants to have sex. The video files are encrypted and are only accessible by law enforcement if there is a rape allegation. It makes sense. It doesn't violate anyone's privacy. It's not something that can be shared on social media. It's not something that can be shared on social media where a girl saying, yes, I want to have sex with Josh or Steve or whatever, has this video put on Facebook or something where everyone can see what a whore she is. It's to protect the man from false rape allegations. So, of course, women are against this. For example, Jasmine Enriquez, age 23, a student at Pennsylvania State University, says sex contracts are pure evil. They are nothing more than stunts and money-generating schemes which distract from the real issue, which is education. We need to educate students of both sexes. Informed consent is an ongoing, shifting process which cannot be encapsulated in a contract. This is very important. She says, a contract fails to safeguard a woman who might change her mind after signing it. There you go. That's what it's all about. It's about a woman's right, after the fact, to call a man she had sex with a rapist.
No. It's so she has the ability to change her mind before or indeed during sex. Because let's say, for instance, right, the two people involved do their little video fucking consent thing, right? And then after that, he starts acting like a real fucking asshole towards the woman. And she decides that she no longer wants to fuck him. What's to stop that man from raping that woman and then saying, look, I've got the video saying it was consensual? Do you see the problem there? Do you even care? No, of course you fucking don't. You're just perfectly fine with this new little fucking rape loophole, aren't you? You rancid, festering pile of dog shit.
It's a really good idea to have some sort of audio-video evidence so that it doesn't become he said, she said. Because if that's the case, if you're a man and you have a penis, you're kind of screwed. If it's her word against yours and it comes down to a rape allegation.
Oh, really? So they always believe a woman in a he said, she said case, do they? So please do explain to me the fucking piss-poor rates of convictions for rapists, then. Oh, that's right. You're talking utter fucking shit, aren't you, monkey boy?
I'm fine with these apps. I think these apps are a good thing. I think anything that protects the man is a good thing. And I think it's really interesting that women are complaining about these methods because it takes away the woman's ability to change her mind later and ruin the man's life after the fact. Because what this is really about is the woman wants to control the man. She can't control him physically. The man is bigger and stronger than her. So she has to control him through proxy violence. She has to threaten, I'm going to destroy your life through a rape allegation. I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm going to make up a story. My crocodile tears are going to flow down my face and I'm going to destroy your life if you don't do what I want. Or if you don't give me what I want. Or you don't play my game. Or you don't let me control you. This is going to backfire on you, ladies. Men are going to walk away. Men are going to just stop having sex with you.
Men are gonna walk away. Men are gonna just stop having sex with you.
No, they're not. Of course they're fucking not. Maybe you have, but I get the feeling that women en masse made that decision for you, didn't they? Now old Turd boy is something of a libertarian. Yeah, I know, I was shocked too. And he does a series called Monkeynomics, which is a series of videos in which he cuts through the vast wastelands of his own ignorance and rambles on and on pathetically about issues to do with economics. And most of the episodes are utterly fucking pointless beyond any reasonable fucking description. I mean, seriously, you think Teal Deer was tedious, this guy takes it to a new fucking level. But now I'm going to take you through one which is about taxes and privatization.
You see this all the time in things like everybody who lives in a certain area helping to subsidize the public school in that area, regardless of whether or not they have kids. Or everybody paying for the roads, regardless of whether or not they use them, even own a car. Taxes just go to pay for everything, whether or not the individual uses them or not.
Yes, Turd, it's a little thing we like to call living in a fucking civilization. I quite enjoy it. Maybe you'll join us one day.
And that's essentially how the government pays for everything, through taxes. Let's assume for the sake of this discussion that whether the government runs it or whether the private sector runs it, the goods are the same quality and the same price overall.
Whoa there, horsey. Why are you assuming that? Because past experience tells us otherwise, doesn't it? If you look at a number of key indicators, the National Health Services of Canada and Great Britain outperform the American private healthcare service enormously. And even when it comes to things like infant mortality rate, the fucking Cuban public health service is better than the American private health service. It's fucking crazy. And as you can see from these graphs, in countries that have single-payer healthcare systems, it's a hell of a lot cheaper to do healthcare. And for the source of this, I want you to specifically look at this last one. Right, it's the average cost of a drug called Copaxone, which obviously, as it says there, treats multiple sclerosis. Now, for a course of this, in the US, it costs nearly $4 fucking grand. Whereas here in England, national healthcare system, single payer system, less than 900. Less than a fucking quarter for the same drug. Because as with anything, when you buy in bulk, you get it a hell of a lot fucking cheaper. Imagine if America as a whole could negotiate with these drug companies to get the price lower. The price would go through the fucking floor with the amount of business they'd be able to do. So not only are single payer systems better, but they're actually cheaper.
So anyway, we need to establish one central fact, that nothing is free. However, as the decades have rolled on and the government has provided more and more services, taxes have gone up and up and up and up. And eventually there's a point where people will just stop giving a shit and stop earning, and they'll find ways to get around the tax code.
Now, whilst he has a point that there is an upper threshold at which point it becomes counterproductive to keep increasing taxes, I fucking hate this bullshit right-wing argument of, oh, people will just find a way around the tax codes. And it's fucking BS for two main reasons. Firstly, we shouldn't fucking kowtow to criminals. If someone's breaking the fucking tax laws, we should go after the bastards, not just lower the tax rates and ask them nicely if they mind, do you mind paying a bit of tax, you millionaire cunts? And the second reason is, it really doesn't matter where you set the fucking tax rates, because rich bastards will always try and get away with paying absolutely no fucking tax whatsoever. So, you know, you can shut the fuck up with that totally ridiculous argument, you prick.
They can ration these goods and services out, or they can privatize. They both represent a response to this effect of the taxpayers refusing to pay in the form of taxes for the goods and services they demand from the government. So that's how privatization occurs. It's simply just a matter of the taxpayers refusing to pay the taxes to cover the fair market value of the goods and services being offered.
No, that's really not how privatisation goes down most of the time. What usually happens is that a right-wing government will defund a public service to the point where it stops fucking working properly. Then they will use that problem, which they fucking created, as a pretext to sell off these incredibly important national assets to their rich friends at knockdown prices. Then those rich bastards will charge many, many times more than the people were previously having to pay, but now they're having to pay that massively inflated cost for a much shittier service. And if anyone wants a prime example of precisely what I'm talking about here, one only needs to look at the current state of the British railways.
The really rich people, the uber billionaires that everybody talks about, like let's soak them, they don't pay income taxes. They don't work. They make their money through investments.
Okay, well, let's tax those investments then. Problem sorted.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Fuck off. Now, Turd Boy has an absolutely massive obsession with his idea that men are inherently vastly superior to women, and that is absolutely no way his attempt to try and paper over the cracks in his fucking appalling personality and attempting to deal with his crippling self-esteem issues.
I think I've discovered the missing link, the missing key to pretty much everything. It came to me while watching a recent video from Barbarossa regarding transhumanism, which I'll link to. One of the unanswered questions from my traditionalism cycle videos is what exactly caused patriarchal traditionalism to become gynocentric traditionalism, and what exactly during the collapse causes a return to patriarchal traditionalism once again.
Well, your main problem with that particular theory is that it's utter bollocks. That's your problem there, isn't it, really? Like, the thing that you just described hasn't fucking happened. It's not real. It's in your fucking head.
In a combat situation, you want to know that the person next to you can drag you to safety in case you get shot. The standards ensure that every man to your left and to your right can carry you and save you if need be. If you put women out there with lower standards, they're going to be killed, and they're going to get men killed. Anyone watching this video who has served in the military knows exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this isn't to say there aren't exceptions, and globally those exceptions equal about 4%. Meaning that while 4% of women are capable enough to hang with the men, 96% fail.
Well, that's not true, is it, you slimy, disingenuous prick? Whilst men are obviously physically stronger than women as an average, your assertion that only 4% of women can cut it in the army because that's what the global figure is fallacious. For starters, there's the fact that that number includes a great many countries which have absolute outright bans on women serving in the military, which obviously drives that number down enormously. Then there's the pre-existing male dominance of militaries around the world, which obviously will put off a number of women from going into those sorts of fields, which drives that number down again. Then there are the disgusting rape epidemics which exist in many Western militaries, which will obviously put off a lot of women from joining the military in the first place, which again drives that number down. Then there's the societal pressures put on women, including from arseholes like you, which tell women that the military really isn't for them, or indeed that they aren't good enough to cut it in the military, which will put off a number of women from joining the military. So all of those factors drive that 4% down. So you cannot honestly say that only 4% of women can cut it in the military and 96% fail, because that isn't fucking true, you lying sack of shit.
If men cannot simply eliminate each other as animals do, they must compete by spending money on women, and proving themselves to be more worthy of her vagina than the other men vying for her affection. This is why I couldn't find a central event that turned patriarchal traditionalism into gynocentric traditionalism, because it's not a single event, but in fact a lack of events that causes it.
I tell you why you couldn't find that event, because it didn't happen. None of this is fucking real. It's in your mind, you mentalist. But anyway, let's wrap this fucking shit up, shall we? Right, apologies that this one's a little bit shorter than the usual episodes, but frankly, Turd Flinging Monkey's fucking material is so samey. It's just the same shit repeated over and over and fucking over, so you can't do much with it. And ultimately, like so many from the Manosphere, and more specifically in this case from the MGTOW part of the Manosphere, he fucking despises women, and as what happens with most people who have one bigotry, it pours into others, and he's a bigoted fucker on most levels. He's just an all-round despicable piece of shit. But anyway, Turd Flinging Monkey, go fuck yourself.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from